Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to crochet a sunflower crossbody bag. You can wear it over one shoulder or across the body. It features a mesh insert and a zipper inside. It also has a surprisingly large capacity. Let's check out how it looks when worn. Then get your materials ready and crochet along with me. Check out the green yarn. We'll crochet with double strands. That means using two strands of yarn together. Use the thicker hook for double strand crochet and the thinner hook for single strand crochet. We'll start with the magic ring method. Chain 2 to start. This secures the ring. 1, 2. For round 1, crochet 15 double crochets. Yarn over the hook, insert into the ring, pull the yarn through from the back. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Pull through the first 2 loops, then the remaining 2 loops. That's how you make one double crochet. Now the second double crochet. You'll need a total of 15 double crochets in the first round. After finishing, tighten the ring by pulling the yarn tail. Use your hook to find the first double crochet. This is the first double crochet stitch. Insert the hook. Slip stitch to join. Each round is complete only after slip stitching to join. Pull the yarn tight and close up the center hole. Chain 2 to begin the next round. Let's continue crocheting. Round 2, we'll do 15 increases. That means 15 sets of double crochets. Increase means we crochet 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Yarn over, insert the hook into the first stitch. Hold the yarn on the hook. We'll hide the yarn tail as we crochet. First double crochet in the same stitch. Crochet 1 more double crochet. That's 1 increase. Now the second increase, 2 double crochets in the same stitch. 14, 15. Once finished, slip stitch into the first stitch, turn the piece to the back side, tighten these two yarn tails. After tightening them, take one of the yarn tails and pull it through to the side. Tie 2 knots to secure the yarn and prevent unraveling. For round 3, chain 2 to start. First stitch, 1 double crochet. Second stitch, increase 2 double crochets in one stitch. One double crochet in one stitch, then an increase in the next. This is the repeat pattern. You'll repeat this pattern 15 times. Second set, 1 double crochet, then 1 increase, slip stitch into the first stitch to finish the round. This is how big the circle is after 3 rounds. Now after completing 3 rounds, take the mesh insert from the materials. Compare your crochet circle with the mesh piece. Keep checking as you crochet. You'll need a total of 6 rounds. Make sure the finished size after 6 rounds matches the mesh piece closely. For round 4, chain 2 to start. First stitch, 1 double crochet. Second stitch, increase 2 double crochets. Third stitch, 1 double crochet. This is the repeating pattern. Repeat 15 times. Double crochet. Now pause and complete the remaining 13 sets. After that, don't forget to slip stitch into the first stitch. For round 5, chain 2 to start. First stitch, double crochet. Second stitch, double crochet. Third stitch, double crochet. Fourth stitch, increase, 2 double crochets. Repeat this pattern 3 double crochets and 1 increase for a total of 15 sets. Round 6, chain 2 to start. First stitch, double crochet. Second stitch, double crochet. Third stitch, increase, 2 double crochets. Fourth stitch, double crochet. Fifth stitch, double crochet. The pattern is 2 double crochets, 1 increase, 2 double crochets. Repeat this pattern 15 times. After finishing 6 rounds, it should look like this. Take out the mesh insert. Compare it to the size of your crochet circle. Mine fits the mesh perfectly. If yours is too big or too small, I suggest adjusting according to your size. You can remove 1 or 2 rounds if it's too large, or redo it with tighter tension. Crochet more tightly for a smaller size. If it's too small, just crochet more loosely. Round 7, chain 2 to start. We'll now work into the inner loops only to start building the body of the bag. 90 double crochets total, no increases, 1 stitch, 1 double crochet. Let me show you how to identify the inner loop. In previous rounds, we worked through both loops. This is the full stitch. Now we'll insert the hook into just the inner loop. These round stitches go into only the inner half of the V. The half closest to the center. Start inserting the hook into the inner loops. After chaining 2, begin crocheting double crochets. First stitch goes into the inner loop of the first V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No increases needed here. Each inner loop gets 1 double crochet. This will leave an outer loop visible as a decorative ridge. Pause now and finish the remaining 80 double crochets. Here's what it looks like after round 7 is complete. Now move on to round 8. Chain 2 to start. This time, don't work into the inner loop. Just crochet normally into the full stitch. 1 double crochet per stitch. This round will also have 90 double crochets. Pause here. After the last double crochet of the final round, slip stitch into the first stitch. One thing to note here, pull the loop longer before finishing. After pulling it long, cut the yarn to the left side. You'll need to make 2 identical crochet circles. Once both are done, follow the tutorial for mesh insert and zipper. Start by assembling the mesh and zipper. Let's learn how to attach the mesh insert and zipper. Take out the mesh sheets, cut it using scissors to form a strip that's 11 small squares wide. Now cut an opening for the zipper. To help you see more clearly, I'm marking it with a pen. The cutout section is 5 squares wide and 51 squares long. You can place the zipper nearby to double check the fit. Make sure the zipper aligns properly at the top. Top placement, align the cut with these 2 positions on the zipper. Leave 3 squares on each side uncut. Take your scissors again. Cut out the 5 center squares carefully. Important note, while cutting, don't cut into the 3 squares on either side. Do a rough cut first, then trim and clean up the edges. Here's what the mesh looks like after cutting. Now grab your sewing needle. Split a length of green yarn into 2 strands. Thread 1 strand into the needle. Begin stitching. Align and close the zipper. Place it near the cut edge of the mesh. Align it with 2 rows down from the top. On the right, align it with the 3rd row of the mesh. Insert the needle through the mesh. Stitch 1 square to 1 square for a clean match. Flip it over to the back side. Tie 2 knots. Secure the thread ends. Don't worry if the stitching looks messy, because later on, we'll attach the crocheted body over this area. The seam will be fully covered, so no need to stress about it. Next, pull one yarn end out of the sewing needle. Now thread the other yarn strand. And then again, stitch it in place. Insert it into the adjacent mesh square. Cut the yarn, leaving a short tail. Tie both yarn tails into a knot to secure. Trim the excess. Repeat the same method. Stitch the other side of the zipper the same way. After securing the zipper in place, it should look like this. Now take out the round mesh piece. Place the rectangular mesh with the zipper facing out on top of the round mesh piece. Roughly align it to check the size. Trim off any excess mesh. Trim a little at a time rather than all at once. Apply a small amount of hot glue underneath the round mesh piece to fix it in place. We'll secure it with yarn later too. There's no need to apply hot glue all around the edge. Add a bit more glue in the middle here and a bit more in the middle on this side. Using the same method, attach the second round piece onto the other side of the body. After fixing both with hot glue, it should look like this. Now take out the green yarn. We're going to do an extra round of stitching to secure it. You don't need to stitch every square to every square. You can skip one square in between, or skip a few as you go. Both ways work for securing it. Using the same method, stitch the other side as well. Once the mesh and zipper are fully assembled, it should look like this. After attaching both round pieces to the mesh insert, we realized that one side still needs half a round of double crochets. One of the circles is slightly off in size. For that one, just fasten off and weave in the yarn. But for this other circle, we'll need to start crocheting from here to complete the missing half round. Crochet up to this point. Round 9. Chain 2 to begin. Start crocheting double crochets. Hold the 2 yarn ends over the hook while working. Weave in the yarn as you crochet. Trim off the excess yarn at the back. Keep crocheting until you reach the zipper area. After 15 double crochets, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then slip stitch into the last double crochet. After slip stitching, cut the yarn to fasten off. Now take both round pieces off the mesh. Flip the yarn tail to the back side. For the second circle, pull the yarn loop out long. Final step, sewing everything together. Take a fine sewing needle and split the yarn into 2 strands. Thread one of the strands through the needle. Unzip the zipper. Begin stitching it down. Leave a long yarn tail. We'll weave it in once everything is stitched. Now sew all the way around the zipper. Stitch in a full circle around. Once you return to the starting point, cut the yarn. Tie a knot to secure. And that completes the main body of our bag. Let's start crocheting the double layer sunflower petals. Take out the brown yarn to begin the flower center. We'll use the magic ring to start. Make the starting chain. We'll crochet 6 single crochets into the ring. Insert the hook into the ring. Yarn over from above and pull through. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. yarn over again and pull through both. That's one single crochet. We need a total of 6 for round 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now tighten the ring. Slip stitch into the first stitch. Round 2, chain 1 to start. We'll do 6 increases, which means in each stitch, crochet 2 single crochets. Insert the hook into the first stitch, hold the yarn on the hook, yarn over from above. Pull through, that's one single crochet. Into the same stitch, we make another single crochet. That completes one increase. Now the second increase. Third increase. Hold the yarn over the hook, weave in the yarn as you go, pull tight and move to the fourth increase. Fifth increase. Sixth increase. Slip stitch into the first stitch. Round 2 is complete. Flip to the back and tighten the yarn tail. Cut the yarn. Round 3, chain 1 to start. First stitch, single crochet. Second stitch, increase 2 single crochets. The repeat is 1 single crochet, 1 increase. Repeat this pattern 6 times. Second set, single crochet, then increase. Third set, single crochet, then increase. Slip stitch into the first stitch. Round 4, chain 1 to start. First stitch, single crochet. Second stitch, increase 2 single crochets. Third stitch, single crochet. Repeat this 6 times. Round 5, chain 1 to start. First stitch, single crochet. Second stitch, single crochet. Third stitch, single crochet. Fourth stitch, increase 2 single crochets. Repeat 3 single crochets, then 1 increase. Total 6 sets. From round 6 onward, round 6 to 9 and 10, we will crochet into the inner loops only. Round 6, chain 1 to start. Work into the inner loop. First stitch, single crochet. Second stitch, single crochet. Third stitch, increase 2 single crochets. Fourth stitch, single crochet. Fifth stitch, single crochet. Repeat 2 single crochets, 1 increase, 2 single crochets per set for 6 sets total. Round 7, chain 1 to begin. Work in the inner loop. First stitch, single crochet. Second stitch, single crochet. Third stitch, single crochet. Fourth stitch, single crochet. In sixth stitch, increase 2 single crochets. Repeat 5 single crochets, 1 increase for 6 sets. Round 8, chain 1, working in inner loops, 3 single crochets, 1 increase. Repeat this set 6 times in total. Round 9, chain 1 to begin. Work in inner loops. Start by working 7 single crochets. then increase. We do this for 6 sets. Finish round 9. Pull and flatten out the circle a bit. Stretch it to even out the shape. Now continue with the final round, round 10. Chain 1 and continue in inner loops only. 1 single crochet per stitch, no more increases. Round 10 should have 54 single crochets in the inner loops. You can pause here and finish the entire round. At the last stitch, slip stitch into the first stitch. Pull the yarn to extend it. Cut the yarn and flip it to the back. We'll weave in the tail. Insert into any few back loops on the wrong side. Pull the yarn through and secure it. Next, we'll crochet the 4 rounds of seed detailing. We'll start working into the inner loops of the first 4 rounds. These 4 rounds will be where we crochet the seed. Insert the hook, insert into the same loops where we previously skipped the front loops. Bring in a new piece of yarn, hold the yarn under the hook. Chain 3 stitches to start. 1, 2, 3. Insert back into the same stitch, right at the same entry point. Slip stitch into that same space. Skip the next stitch, don't crochet into it. In the third stitch, slip stitch again. Then chain 3 and slip stitch into the same stitch. Skip the fourth stitch, slip stitch into the fifth stitch, chain 3 again. Then slip stitch into the same stitch again. Skip the next stitch and slip stitch, chain 3 stitches, slip stitch back into the same stitch. Skip 1 stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch, chain 3. Slip stitch into the same stitch. Repeat this pattern around to complete the round. Once the first round of 6 stitches is finished, we move directly to the second round. Insert into the next round's front loops and make a slip stitch. Then repeat the steps from the previous round. Chain 3, slip stitch into the same stitch. Skip 1 stitch, slip stitch into the next. Chain 3 again, slip stitch in the same stitch. Skip 1 stitch, repeat the same pattern. Follow this method to finish rounds 2, 3, and 4. You'll make 4 rounds of 6 stitches in total. Weave this yarn end into the back like this. At the last stitch of round 4, we're finishing up the final seed. Then slip stitch into the inner loop of the very first 6 stitches. Cut the yarn. Flip it to the back and weave it in. Secure the yarn end. Now the seed section is fully complete. Next, we'll start crocheting the sunflower petals. There are 2 layers of petals in total. The small petal layer is worked into round 9's inner front loops. The large petal layer will be worked into round 10's inner loops. Let's begin with the first round of small petals. Find the first stitch and insert the hook. Chain 8 stitches. Go back to the second to last chain Insert your hook into the back loop only. Work 7 single crochets back down the chain. Skip the next stitch. In the one after that, make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, slip stitch again. Now start the second petal. Chain 8. Go back to the second to last chain. Work 7 single crochets back. Skip the next stitch. Slip stitch into the stitch after that. Then slip stitch again. Third petal, chain 8. Back to the second to last chain. Work 7 single crochets down. Continue around using the same method. After finishing the 18th petal, go back to the first inner front loop and slip stitch to join. Now the first layer of small petals is done. Next, we'll crochet the second layer of petals. Insert the hook into the stem of the petal from the first round. Pick up a side loops from the petal to begin. Start with a single crochet. After inserting the hook, grab your shipping wire. For this second round of petals, we'll be using shipping wire. Lay the shipping wire across your hook as you crochet. Crochet while holding the shipping wire in place. Start with a single crochet. Next, a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, like this. Pull the yarn through from the back. You should now have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all loops. That's your half double crochet. Next, work 3 double crochets in a row. First double crochet, second one, third one, make sure the shipping wire stays beneath your hook at all times. Next stitch, half double crochet. Then a single crochet. Now we've reached the very top center of the petal. We need to form the point of the petal. Insert the hook into the stitch. We'll work multiple stitches into this same stitch. Watch the subtitles for stitch grouping. Parentheses indicate all stitches go into the same spot. Single crochet. Then chain 1. Now find the junction between the single crochet and chain stitch. Look for the V shape and insert your hook. Make a slip stitch here. That creates the pointed tip of the petal. In the same stitch, work another single crochet. Now the petal tip is complete. Continue crocheting down the other side. We'll mirror the stitches now. Half double crochet, 3 double crochets, half double crochet, single crochet, Now skip one stitch. Slip stitch into the base of the petal, right in the middle between two petals. That completes one full petal. Let me show you one more as a demo. Second petal, single crochet, half double crochet, then 3 double crochets. Next, a half double crochet, then single crochet. Now we're at the top center again. Work into the same stitch, single crochet, chain 1, then slip stitch at the chain junction. Same stitch again, one more single crochet. Now to the other half double crochet, and 3 double crochets. Work them one after the other. Half double crochet, single crochet, skip the next stitch, then slip stitch into the bottom here. Now the third petal, single crochet, half double crochet, 3 double crochets, half double crochet, single crochet. At the top center, same stitch, single crochet, chain, picot, single crochet, half double crochet, 3 double crochets, half double crochet, single crochet, skip one stitch and slip stitch into the base. Now pause here. Follow the same steps to finish the next 15 petals. There are 18 petals in total. Once you finish the 18th petal, find the first stitch again, slip stitch to close, cut the yarn, and trim off the extra shaping wire. Now we'll begin crocheting the second layer of large petals. These large petals are positioned between the two small petals from the first layer. Start by locating round 10. Insert the hook into the front loop only. Chain 10. Go back to the second chain from the hook. Work 9 single crochets back along the chain. 9 single crochets completed. Tighten the yarn tail slightly. You can bend the first layer petal forward slightly. Skip the next stitch, slip stitch into the stitch after that, slip stitch again into the next. Let's begin the second petal, chain 10 again. Back to the second chain from the hook, work 9 single crochets. Skip the next stitch, slip stitch into the one after that, and again, slip stitch once more. Now for the third petal, chain 10. Back loop only, work 9 single crochets. Skip one stitch, then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Now start the second round of the petal. Start with a single crochet, place the shaping wire on top of the hook. Next stitch, half double crochet, then 5 double crochets. Followed by a half double crochet, single crochet. In the same stitch, work another single crochet, chain stitch, picot stitch, single crochet. Working the second half of the petal, half double crochet, then 5 double crochets. Half double crochet, single crochet, skip one stitch, slip stitch into the stitch after the next. That completes the second petal, single crochet, half double crochet, 5 double crochets, half double crochet, single crochet. In the same stitch, single crochet, chain stitch, picot stitch, single crochet, begin second half, half double crochet, 5 double crochets, half double crochet, single crochet, skip a stitch, slip stitch into the stitch after next. After finishing the 18th petal, pull the yarn long, fasten off, weave in the ends, pull the yarn tail to the back, cut off the excess and grab a glue stick. Use glue to secure the tail. Apply glue to all the other ends too. Trim any excess pieces, then fix the shipping wire in place. Cut the wire to size. Apply hot glue directly to the headband. Once everything is done, adjust the flower petals into place. And now your sunflower is complete. Finally, apply a ring of hot glue around the center of the sunflower. Apply glue along the edge. Press the sunflower firmly onto the back to secure it. Lastly, attach the strap. Clip the strap's hooks onto the sides of your crocheted bag. And that's it. Your sunflower bag is complete.